the way we say that is nobody talks, everybody walks.
Yeah, Emily uses street language a little bit more, you know.
That's just the best. That's the truest turn of phrase in the entire world. We are the Armed Attorneys. Today we're talking about an interesting new social media trend of ignoring the police. We're going to show you some clips of these viral encounters. We're going to talk about what your rights are when approached by the police, and finally, why the police are so discombobulated by this current trend. But before we get started, show your support for the Second Amendment by hitting the like button.
And this is going to be a fun one. I think the best way to get things started is we just have to watch one of these things.
Wow, so, you know, we need to do some footage over there at Adams County headquarters anyway, some point.
I think we're going to be staying here next today.
Could be.
So
Hi, guys.
I think Saturday.
You're not going to talk to me or anything?
I think Saturday is when we're going to sit down.
Security's not on scene, and the two males are purposely ignoring me.
Are you going to court on Friday?
Can you have security come my car,
I still have to do that
Gentlemen.
one job for the computer stuff. We'll see.
please? Excuse me, gentlemen.
Okay.
Trying to have a conversation with you, and to be the correct, polite person would be to talk back to me.
It's gonna.
Like I said, it's
But
a polite thing
how
to
far is that from here?
do. Trying to talk to you, trying to just ask
20 minutes.
what's going on, how your day is, but you don't even want to answer any of my questions.
Why won't you just be polite?
Just be polite. It's not polite to invoke your rights, Richard.
Right. Well,
No, and here,
and stick around. There's another video. That's very
yes,
funny.
I know. I will say, not trying to dog too much on police right now, because as a peacekeeping function, yes, of course, we all appreciate the police for a variety of reasons. However,
Who's going to kill my dog if my grass gets too long?
stop it. I appreciate police who appreciate my fundamental rights, which
Sure.
many of them do. So I'll just leave that there. But okay, so we have another one that's interesting.
Yeah, but before we get into that second video, I mean, we have to talk about what rights are implicated when you are kind of find yourselves in what we call a voluntary encounter.
These are absolutely voluntary encounters. So yes.
Yeah, we think about and look at our Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution. It says that we will be free from unreasonable searches and seizures. So we kind of have three different levels of detention: voluntary encounter, a detention based on reasonable suspicion, and then arrest based on probable cause.
Yeah. And the detention based on reasonable suspicion, you hear people talk about Terry versus Ohio, like it is this phenomenal case for all of our rights. In fact, it is not.
No.
Because essentially what that says is they only need reasonable suspicion in order to detain you, to pat you down and search you. So it's really not a good case for our fundamental rights. But that is that's the next level up of what we're even talking about today. I mean, if you are being detained under Terry, you are being detained under Terry. There is nothing you can do about it.
And so, yeah, that's the seminal case. And when you look at that, it's, can the police officers articulate that you are in the process or about to commit a crime? They can't do that. We're taking one step back into a voluntary encounter, and that's kind of where these videos find themselves.
Absolutely. So in voluntary encounters, I think what's first of all important to understand about a voluntary encounter is it's the same thing as if I walk up to you on the street and start talking to you. You have no obligation to talk to me. None whatsoever, right? However, I think people are not used to that. We're very much used to being very compliant with officers, sort of bending to their authority. Right?
Yeah, maybe we play video 2 right now.
Does sound pretty good.
I know. We'll have to go to another location.
Yeah, we can probably hit Battle Creek.
There we go. That's one.
Yeah, we can do that. We can go to Battle Creek. Yeah.
I like those mushroom Swiss.
Hello.
And then the spicy chicken.
Are we not being verbal?
Yeah. Yeah, mushroom Swiss does sound
We're
really
just
good.
trying to have a conversation. We're not trying to yell at you guys.
I do like the Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Okay.
I like the cheesy bean and rice and pita.
What's going on?
I like the Burrito Supreme.
They're charging $5 for that.
Are they really?
damn thing now.
Really?
Sir,
It must be that sour cream
Either
that's
way,
in there.
we just have a
Yeah, they must
civil
be putting extra sour cream in
conversation
there.
about this.
Right. I
Yeah.
always add extra sour cream, so that puts it over $5.
Yeah, really it does.
Mm-hmm. Just for one simple burrito that I can make at home for like 50 cents.
Right.
Crazy.
It is crazy. Totally insane.
Gentlemen, can we have a conversation about what's going on? I just at least want to have a talk with you.
At least the sound of the traffic drowning out that music over there.
It is, yeah. It is nice.
That way we don't have to mute our volume.
Right. I was worried about that at first, but it didn't travel this far. I was worried that the music was going to travel over here, but it didn't. She's so mad. It's like they won't talk to me. Yeah.
And so, you know, just trying to have a conversation or, hey, can I see your ID? I mean, these are the types of questions that kind of set off your spidey senses that maybe I'm not suspected of a crime. Maybe the police are just trying to go on a fishing expedition.
Yeah, just trying to talk to you. No, that is not something that you should ever feel compelled to engage in. And you can see how confused the officers in these clips have been about why people won't talk to them. And you might say to yourself, well, if it is completely optional to engage in a voluntary encounter with police officers, then that means surely people must not engage in them all the time and walk away from them, but they don't.
Yeah, they really don't. I mean, this is something that's always kind of blown my mind as an attorney. You know, so many things the police, I mean, I don't know that there's a really more articulate way of saying it, but if you didn't talk to the cops and just went away, they're never going to figure out whatever investigation they were investigating. I mean,
the way we say that is nobody talks, everybody walks.
yeah, Emily uses street language a little bit more, you know.
That's just the best. That's the truest turn of phrase in the entire world.
But I think, I guess, a good tool to know or to have in your tool belt to know, hey, am I in this voluntary encounter stage or am I in this reasonable suspicion detention stage? You know, apart from ignoring them and them saying, okay, well, you know, you're being detained.
You're being detained.
Is if you're asking, hey, am I free to leave?
Yeah, absolutely. But just, they are accustomed to people doing whatever they ask because they're walking up in uniform. And so just very much in the same vein as when an officer says to you, hey, I'm going to search your car now, okay? And they expect, because most people will say, okay, because it doesn't sound like a question, when in fact, it is a question to which you have just given consent and you have blown any chance that they didn't actually have probable cause and that your lawyer can actually fight for you on that matter in the courtroom. They are accustomed to you just sort of saying, oh, okay, officer, sure, yes, here's my ID, how can I help you? And probably talking yourself into trouble. That tells me a lot.
Yeah.
It tells me a lot.
Well, and you think about, and they have all kinds of little tricks. You know, they walk up, man, you don't got any dead bodies in the back, do you? You know, you're not committing any crimes, so there's nothing going on here. So you wouldn't have any problems with me searching. I mean, they kind of walk you down this hallway, close the doors, and if you respond with, yeah, man, the price of the bean and chorito went up, you know, a lot. I mean, we see how frustrating it is.
Right. But, I mean, I think this is, unfortunately, there are lots of things out there that people, gun owners, people who are otherwise law-abiding, you might think to yourself, I could talk to the police all day long. I'll never get in trouble for anything. Unfortunately, that is not the world that we live in. I mean, I personally have so many well-intentioned clients who really didn't break any laws, who have wound up talking themselves into trouble. Okay, or maybe they broke the law, but they wouldn't have ever been arrested unless they talked themselves into trouble. Because you can't prove it unless you talk about it. So anyway, it is just a good practice. And I know that we're all accustomed to be polite to authority, they keep us safe, all of those things. And there is a time and a place for that, but not when it comes to your gun rights, keeping yourself, insulated from the system, unfortunately.
Yeah, but we hope you enjoyed this discussion. If you did, consider subscribing, hitting the like button, and help us fight the anti-2A algorithm by sharing this video.
And please question and comment for us below. Until next time, we're the Armed Attorneys.